Hi guys, Elaine here, the Animal Reiki Lady. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. It's time for another reading. Today's reading is going to be for Murphy, and Murphy's an interesting one, so I'm curious to get your thoughts on this and to read your thoughts in the comments about Murphy, because I was in the process of doing a reading for Axel, so Axel's mama, be on the lookout for that. It'll be posted in just a little bit, when a dog named Murphy kept coming through. And I don't know who Murphy's human is. So I'm going to do the reading today that I received from Murphy. And it was very specific. There were some really, really specific things. So I would love for Murphy's human, if this sounds at all like your Murphy, put some comments in below so I know who was coming through. And we'll talk about that in just a second, because I also want to tell you about Hunter. So for those of you catching me for the first time, my name is Elaine. I'm an animal Reiki master, and for my profession, I help animals who are aging, terminally ill, ready to transition. I work with them to kind of ease that transition. But I also help people. I help people create deeper personal healing connections with the animals in their life. And that has led to being able to connect with animals on the other side. So I do these readings. And the way that I do readings is that I share some information. I ask an animal to come into my experience. So for those of you who are still waiting, not every animal comes through to me right away. So I ask for them to connect, and I ask for them to share something very personal for their human, and then also a message that comes sometimes from them, but oftentimes from animals in general, to share with the rest of us to kind of help ease our pain, those of us who have been left behind by our animals who have crossed. And you guys know, I mean, this is my Winston right here over to the side. You can't quite see it here the way I have my desk angled now, but I've got my Jack, my Lucy, Jack, Lucy, Winston, Jake, all the beautiful animals who have shared their life with me. I have a little memorial for right next to me. But anyway, so I know where you've been. I understand where you're coming from. I understand guilt and grief and remorse and all of the questions that people ask me. And this is what I try to get for you guys. I try to get you some relief from these heavy emotions, not just the grief, but the questions like, I don't think my vet made the right decision. Why did I not help him sooner? Why did I turn my back at the moment that he was crossing? All of these questions come up time and again. They are the things that haunt us literally. And it also makes it hard for our animals to get through to us when we are mired in these lower emotions. So my goal is to help rise us up, to help make that connection, and whenever possible, to make that connection for you. And which leads me to a question. So you guys answer this question, put it in the comments below. Would you like to do a live, like to see me do this live? It would be a live YouTube video. So we can't talk back and forth, but you can comment in the live streams. Otherwise, you can let me know if you'd like to do a Zoom. I'd be happy to schedule. I mean, I would ask for donations at that point. If I do a Zoom, I would ask for donations if we're all going to jump in together. And then I can try to answer your questions and also see what kind of readings come through for us at the same time. So put that in the comments below if that's something that you'd like to see, either live on YouTube or if you'd be interested in joining a live Zoom conference where we can talk about these kinds of things. All right, so let's do Murphy's reading. I wrote Murphy's reading down. Again, for those of you who are new to the channel, I do something called automatic writing. Automatic writing can be taken in a couple of ways. Some people think that automatic writing is where you hold the pen in your hand again with a piece of paper and you just close your eyes and begin to write and you let words begin to flow. For me, it works a little bit differently. I go into a meditation. I ask to connect with an animal. I ask them to come to me from the other side. I sometimes have specific questions. Other times I just ask them to share, and then I begin to write what comes through for me. So it's usually a bunch of scribbles, right? It's not anybody who just picked up this paper would have no clue what they were seeing. But this is what came through about Murphy. Okay, so Murphy, this happened, by the way, when I first got the sense of Murphy trying to connect with me, it was while watching a storm chaser show. So, I was, you get hooked every once in a while, something sucks you in on Netflix. And it was this show about storm chasers and tornadoes and that kind of thing. And that's when I really started to get a strong sense of this dog named Murphy coming through. And Murphy, I visualized him either as a golden retriever or a Irish setter. So that's kind of what came through to me. So Murphy, while I'm watching the Storm Chaser show, it was like a psychic knock on the door. I wrote that down. It was like a psychic knock on the door as I'm watching the show, that he's like, I want to come through and talk about a storm. There was definitely a storm. And then I had the sense of feathers everywhere. Feathers and a rooster. That's what I don't know where Murphy is from. I have no clue, but I had this storm, feathers everywhere, a rooster, and then this bright blue color, bright blue aqua. Not sure what that was all about, and a sense of marching, that Murphy was marching, that animals were marching. I'm not 100% sure how what that has to do with anything, because I have no frame of reference. So when this stuff comes through to me sometimes, so when I go to do Axel's reading or Hunter's reading in just a little bit, there were specific things that came through for me. And I had specific questions, but I have no frame of reference for Murphy, who also wanted to share about chocolate and chocolate milk. So whoever Murphy's human is, I hope that this makes sense to you. A storm, feathers, this bright blue aqua color, a sense of animals marching like they were in a line, and chocolate milk. Don't know what that was about. Some pets just like, oh, wait, I don't know what this was. Some pets just like the taste of beer. But it wasn't necessarily beer. It was something fermented that I got a taste of in my own mouth as Murphy was coming through to me. And then music. He loved whatever kind of music you made. I had a sense of drumming, a very rhythmic sense of drumming, but that it was fun. That Dad likes to play on the drums. So there we go. It's a guy. It's even coming through for me now. It's a guy, a big old hippie. I don't know where that's coming from, but I have this visual of a big old hippie, and Murphy's so happy right now, wagging his tail. Somebody is meant to hear this message. Pawing at your face. I'm getting, this is all coming through to me right now beyond what I already had written here. Something about reaching out, and does he touch your face with his paws? That doesn't make any sense so much for a dog, but I get a sense of Batman. I don't know where Batman and the Joker comes from. A favorite movie. This big old hippie, though. I'm just visualizing this big old hippie. Okay. So now I'm going to ask Murphy to share something, and this is just coming from the heart. I ask from my heart for animals to share with us something that would help ease their human's pain. So Murphy, if your human was this big old hippie guy who liked to play on the drums and drink beer with you, that's what's coming through for me about Murphy. What a beautiful thing. And what I have a sense of, what Murphy is giving me a sense of, is fun-loving life. Fun-loving life. Not giving a hoot about what anybody else thinks. So what if you let your dog drink beer? Not that I'm espousing that. But that's what's coming through for me from Murphy. Like, live your life and have fun and play on the drums, bang on the drums all day if that's what it takes for you. This has nothing to do, this particular message now coming through from Murphy has nothing to do with overcoming grief, remorse, or guilt. It's all about giving you the freedom to live your life as you see fit. Life is way too short, as every animal shows us. Our time with them is way too short. So spend that time having fun. Indulge your sense of fun. Play, bang on the drums, do whatever it takes so that you live your life the way you are meant to live. We have so many cultural chains on us. There's no other way to describe that. So many cultural chains that hold us from expressing our true selves, that we keep hidden from everybody. I don't know about you, this is just for me. I keep a part of myself hidden all the time. And why? It's who I am. This is who I am. Share it with the world. Go ahead and just shout from the highest mountaintops Go ahead and be weird. You don't need anybody's permission to do the thing that you want to do. You don't need anybody's permission to go out there and have fun. You don't need anybody's. Just go do it. Just go out there, explore, have fun, do what it is that lights you up. Murphy would do it. Murphy would absolutely do whatever the heck he felt good about. And I'm not sure where the storm came in or if that was the way that he crossed. But for his papa, the big old hippie, know that Murphy loves you, and Murphy is sending love to everybody and encouraging us all to go be our natural selves, to just be true to ourselves. Okay, that is my message for today. How interesting everything that came through with that. What I would love for you to do is to please put the comment in below. Let me know if you'd like to do a live here on YouTube where you could just interact with comments, or if you'd like to like me to schedule a Zoom where we can all just kind of talk and answer questions and see what kinds of readings come through. I would be thrilled to do that for you. All right, for now, may the animals light your way, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.